Welcome to Riot, welcome to Radical Impartation of Truth. Welcome to SIMI, the wonderful SIMI campus that houses the Icon Tower studio. We're going to be bringing you some productions from this studio as well as other places.
Nothing will separate us from His love, so we've made up our minds to worship Him. Wherever you are, just put your hands together, throw your head back, and let's go for a ride in the presence of the Most High God. I made up my mind to worship You. With all of my heart, I worship You, oh Lord. I worship You, oh God. Sweet love from my heart, separate me from never you. From you. Never make my soul break. Your promises, yeah. With all of my heart, hey, I worship You. I made up my mind to worship You, oh Lord. I worship You, oh God. Lord, You've given me life. Given me life, I worship You. 'Cause You've given me hope. Sweet love from my heart, nothing can separate me from You. Heaven and earth may pass away, Your promises remain. With all of my heart, I worship You. I made up my mind to worship You, oh Lord. I worship You, oh God. You've given me life, I worship You. You've given me hope.
Today we have Michaela doing a rundown of some of our campaigns and some of the cases. Sit back, enjoy the show, and let's hear from you what you think about the show. God bless.
Welcome to the show today. We will be discussing, to begin with, same-sex marriage. There are a couple of issues that are included in this debate and one of them is freedom of speech and religious freedoms. Christian Concern has faced enormous resistance in standing up for marriage in its traditional sense in the UK. What are the implications of this kind of resistance for the rest of the country and for the rest of the debate? To begin with, we have freedom of speech, an issue that has possibly been one of the biggest in this debate in same-sex marriage. Is freedom of speech being curtailed? For example, we've had the case of the Law Society, Christian Concern. On the 23rd of May, Christian Concern and the World Congress of Families was set to hold a colloquium on marriage to discuss the nature and the legal definition of marriage as it stands between one man and one woman. The venue for this colloquium was the Law Society in London. However, a few days before the actual event, the Law Society breached its contract with Christian Concern and said that it could not host the event there. They claimed that the event went against their diversity policy. Christian Concern managed to find a different venue, the Queen Elizabeth II Centre. However, very shortly before the actual event taking place, in fact the evening before, these also phoned and said they would be unable to host the conference on grounds of their diversity policy. Notwithstanding all this opposition, the event did actually take place on the 23rd of May and successfully was hosted by a hotel in their conference area. One of the other issues at hand in the debate around same-sex marriage is the rights of children. Children do best when they have both a mother and a father as a role model in parenting. Are we going to deprive children of this right to both a mother and a father? And whose rights are we going to prioritise in this quest to redefine marriage? Christian Concern has put together a video outlining how this is going to affect children and what we can do to give children the best chance at their own future.
Same-sex marriage. What about the kids? There is at the moment a huge debate going on in the UK over whether same-sex couples should be allowed to marry. The government has vowed to introduce same-sex marriage by 2015. Is this a good or a bad idea? Firstly, what is marriage? Defined by law and recognised for centuries, marriage is the voluntary lifelong union of one man and one woman. Marriage is special and unique because it brings together a number of different elements. 1. Marriage offers the complementary roles of male and female. 2. Marriage is geared towards procreation, the creation of new life. 3. Marriage can provide children with two biological parents. 4. Marriage provides children with both a mother and a father, giving children a role model and vital input from both genders. Put simply, marriage gives children the best start in life. Many studies have shown that children do best when they've been brought up by two biological parents in a traditional marriage. Such children will experience stability and a role model and crucial input from both genders. Studies show that children do significantly better in every aspect of their lives compared to those raised in single-parent or alternative homes. Because of this, marriage has always been encouraged and supported by the state as it benefits the whole of society. So, why can't marriage be extended to same-sex couples? To start with, same-sex relationships are fundamentally different in nature to heterosexual relationships, as they cannot produce children. And children raised by homosexual couples are always deprived of at least one biological parent, as well as being deprived of either a father or a mother figure. Many studies have linked the absence of a natural parent with severe social, physical, and emotional problems, including low academic achievement, poor health, drug and alcohol abuse, poverty, crime, and sexual abuse. In fact, studies on parenting have actually shown that children with same-sex parents suffer negative outcomes, including higher reports of gender confusion. Same-sex parenting does not provide the ideal conditions for children. So, what are we saying? The future of this nation is in the hands of its children. Marriage between a man and a woman provides the best hope for children and the best hope for the future. Such a union should be recognized, honored, and protected by the state and encouraged for the good of society. Same-sex couples do not qualify for the unique institution that is marriage, as they cannot create life or provide a mother and a father to a child. Therefore, such relationships do not benefit society in the same way. In fact, should marriage be redefined, it would reduce marriage, with all of its different elements, to just a contract between two consenting adults. In addition, it would be forcing two very different types of relationship under one label, which would dilute the meaning of marriage for everyone. Redefining marriage would actually be an explicit denial of everything that makes marriage unique, beneficial, and special. In addition, it would send a clear statement that marriage is no longer about creating the best environment for raising the next generation of children, but about the sexual choices and political beliefs of adults. The good news is the government's plans can be stopped. If we all speak out together, we can protect marriage for the next generation. Please join us at Christian Concern as we campaign to stop the redefinition of marriage. Please visit our website at www.christianconcern.com to find out more and get involved.
On the issue of same-sex marriage, it seems that Prime Minister David Cameron is hell-bent on seeing changes occur. Most recently, he's vowed again to see marriage redefined by 2015. Now more than ever is a good time to make your voice be heard. Write to your MP. Fill out the consultation if you have not done so before. It does make a difference. The government must know where the public stands on this issue before it presses forward.
There has been a huge national debate following the government's announcement that it intends to introduce same-sex marriage by 2015. Many Christians feel deeply concerned about this. But now is the time for us to find our voice and to let the government know that there is huge opposition to this. If the government pursues this agenda, it risks its next term of office, but, more significantly, it places at risk the whole of society. The government is consulting with the public on this issue now, and every one of us should take time to respond. It will take just a few minutes. Marriage is a wonderful gift from God. It is the Lord's design for life. A man and a woman leave their parents and commit to one another for life in the sight of God. Marriage is intended for the procreation and raising of children, and we know that it creates the best environment for them, with both a mother and a father acting in complementary roles. This should continue to be recognized and honored by the state. God designed marriage for the benefit of all. Redefining it is an unwise and dangerous social experiment which will alter the basic building block of society and result in massive social changes. It could also lead, further down the line, to serious restrictions on religious freedom. Lawyers believe that churches may ultimately be forced to provide such ceremonies or be sued. The good news is the government's plans can be stopped. If we all speak out together, we can do it. Let's save marriage for this generation, the next generation, and the generations to come. Please go to the Christian Concern website at www.christianconcern.com, from where you can respond directly to the consultation and find helpful guidance notes. Please join us as we seek to defend marriage for the good of all.
In this next video, we are introducing to you the Coalition for Marriage. The Coalition for Marriage has been the strongest voice in this resistance to seeing marriage redefined, having garnered over 500,000 signatures in their petition. Have a look at what they've achieved.
It's almost unbelievable that I stand here today on the 20th of February 2012, considering that this government is intent upon redefining marriage to include same-sex couples. Christians everywhere need to get behind this wonderful initiative, Coalition for Marriage. Let's get the petition signed. Let's get 1 million signatures onto that petition, and let's stop David Cameron from redefining marriage.
The Coalition has one very simple aim: to support the current definition of marriage and to oppose all attempts to redefine it. The law currently defines marriage as the voluntary union for life of one man and one woman to the exclusion of all others. Marriage was not dreamt up by government, and yet this government cannot simply overturn thousands of years of history by redefining it. Especially so when no political party made it part of the election manifesto.
An institution that has stood the test of time and as the building block of society is under threat. And disappointed that the government has taken upon itself to redefine the nature of marriage. Love and commitment do not exhaust the meaning of marriage. Indeed, we must say very firmly that marriage is far more than that, and we must resist attempts to make it what it is not and can never be.
Committed relationship between a man and a woman gives children the best opportunity to flourish in terms of health, education and welfare. Then I think we alter that, we review that, we change that at our peril, and it's the children who will pay a price. And that's why I'm so concerned, and that's why I'm here today.
If you redefine marriage, if you change its shape, you change its purpose. And for us to remind ourselves of its great purposes and how that shapes other policies. And so this does provide that opportunity, and this is the basis of the debate that it should be. It shouldn't just be about issues of rights. We've had it well explained that that is an argument which doesn't have the issue of necessity. It is one about a matter of principle about whether we support the purpose of marriage, and that is how it's properly defined in law presently. And if we change that shape, if we change the prerequisite of marriage, and we change that structure, then the institution of marriage will be weakened.
If Parliament was told by the government of the day only 8 years ago that a stage had been reached which met the reasonable requirements of same-sex couples, and if since that time 2 separate public surveys come to the same conclusion that we shouldn't have same-sex marriages, then where is the public impetus for this change? Except by particular groups who wish to achieve it for themselves.
Well, we're here today launching Coalition for Marriage, and that's just what it is, a coalition of many different groups of people, all who want to say that marriage is between a man and a woman. And we really would urge all our supporters everywhere to sign the petition, which is now online. Just go to C4M, Coalition for Marriage, and there you will have the opportunity to make your voice heard.
Next up we have Philip Blond, the director of the think tank Res Publica, expressing his views on same-sex marriage and why it should not be redefined. Take a look at what he has to say.
The attempt to redefine marriage is profoundly important because what it's actually saying is a structure that has persisted, sanctioned by the religions since almost their first inception, is to be erased in the name of a form of equality that doesn't even bring liberty. And actually why this is so important is the attempt to redefine marriage, though it sounds liberal, it sounds right on, is actually profoundly illiberal and profoundly unconservative. And it's bad for homo and heterosexuals alike because it creates a society in which the differences between us can't be endorsed, respected and enjoyed, and actually creates a situation where the interests of gay people and the interests of straight people are opposed. And that doesn't further any good for any of us. And I think it's profoundly important that we face this head on because the attempt to rewrite the fundamental structures of our lives is part of what's most insidious and most damaging about modern culture, which is a type of new and dangerous totalitarianism that is seeking to reduce all of our democratic plurality and diversity to kind of one terrifying model where actually none of us differ because they've made us all the same. In a way, it concerns one of the most profound aspects of human life, which is that of marriage, and it concerns some of the greatest threat to what is most profound and important to us, and that's the rise of a new totalitarian form of liberalism that enforces equality on us no matter what our differences are.
What we brought you today are a range of different issues that Christian Concern's campaigning on behalf of. We'd love it if you would join us in whichever way that you possibly can. Go to our website, have a look at what you can and see how you can get involved. Thank you very much for joining us today on this program. We're very grateful for your support and your interest in current issues. We'll see you again soon. One of the other issues at hand in this debate around same-sex marriage is the rights of children involved. We need to be looking at who this debate affects. Besides Take 8. Sorry. Sorry. Careful for your elastic. It's garnered over more than 500,000 signatures in its online and paper petitions. See what they have done and what they have achieved in a short amount of space with your support and passionate, willing Christians and non-Christians alike. Thank you very much for helping us, blah, 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 blah. What we brought you today are a number of issues that Christian Campaign comes take 25 or something. What we brought you today are a number of issues that Christian Concern campaigns on behalf of. We'd love it if you would join us in any way that you possibly can. Go to our website, sign up for what you can, sign up for... You see the beat? Oh, it's through here. Hi! Bye! I'm gonna kill you. It's scary. I'm allergic to bees. I was allergic to bees.
Okay. It's been great having you on the show today. Next week, same station, same channel. You don't want to miss it. God bless.